happy Thursday, everyone. Get comfortable. I'm excited for today's topic. We're going to really dive into investing, talking about the kinds of NFTs, security, and we have a great guest. Faze is joining us all the way from Morocco. He is a senior over at SAP, avid NFT collector, very knowledgeable in the investment space. So we've got a lot of things we can dive into.
And thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Do I dare ask what time it is for you?
It is 1 a.m. So
I'm
not sure whether it's early or late. I'm confused.
Well, we've got everybody all over the place. It's 10 a.m. my time on Friday. I think Thursday evening for most others. I hope those in the US have got a glass of wine and can enjoy that for us on our behalf. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and we are recording, everyone. So thank you. And away we go. Okay, can you see that screen there as it comes up? Oh.
We can.
Yeah, we do.
Fantastic. Okay, welcome. It's another Friends and Family edition from MAVION and of course our dear friends from Luminary. WAGME, well, we all gonna make it I'm Michelle. I'm a co-founder and CEO of MAVION and really excited to be talking about NFTs and moving us all along in this growing, fast-paced environment called Web3. For many of you who have been seeing some emails, we are hosting a one-week event in New York during NFT NYC. So make sure you've signed up for Luminary and or MAVION because we'll be announcing all the registration links. And we've got incredible speakers. You can see here who some of our confirmed speakers are, and it's the founders and founding teams from Women in Weapons, Flower Girls, 1989 Sisters, and then incredible voices and pioneers in the space, such as Jennifer Justice, who was Jay-Z's former personal attorney and definitely knows everything that's going on in building new empires, IP law, you name it. And so much more. So I hope to see you there live and in person as opposed to just on our Zoom screens. Again, this is not financial advice. I say this every week, but just to make sure that you all know, keep doing your research. We are one data point in this journey as we keep going through. Screen grabs for anyone who's new here, some podcasts that we always recommend. These are easy to digest. And another screen grab coming up right now for some accounts to follow on Twitter and Instagram. Lots of help is out there. It can be hard to find, but once you're in the mix, you will find them and you'll see that people in Web3 are very willing to answer questions and help you in the space. Okay, we're talking about investing, collecting, and security of NFTs. I know it's filling your news feeds, so let's dive in. I want to make the most of your time. I'm going to go through a short presentation here, and then I've got a Q&A with Faze, and then lots of time for us to dive into your questions. Feel free to put your questions directly in chat, or you can call them out at the end as we go through. Okay, so far in our series of weekly Zooms, we've covered what is an NFT, we've covered what are why are they a thing now, how to get started, how to buy cryptocurrency, how to open a wallet. We went through the Coinbase wallet opening and the seed phrases. We talked about how to send ETH to your wallet and how to mint or how to buy an NFT on the secondary marketplace like OpenSea. So today it's going to be investing. What is going on in the market? What kind of NFT to invest in? And how can you see what's happening in the markets? We know that in stocks or other investments, there are all these reports you can look at to see what's happening. Where can you do that in NFTs? All right, so I know that everyone sees the news. I know that the headlines have a lot of red in them. And today is no exception from this bear market that we've been diving into for the past week or two. So Ethereum, which is the most commonly used cryptocurrency for NFTs, is down. We can see that just today it's down 50.31%. That kind of makes it feel shocking, right? I know that everyone thinks, my goodness, what does this mean? Is the sky falling? It's at $1,900 US per Ethereum. That is an awful lot of red when you look at what's going on. But it's important to have the full picture. Because when you look at the full picture of what's happening in Web3, I mean, you look at the life, which is only a few years of a currency like Ethereum, you actually see that we're not down 50%, we're up 15,800%. So these are very natural and I dare say expected events that happen to any new industry as it's growing, taking shape, bringing in new players. We've got pretty much an identical path to what happened in Web 2. Lots of excitement, lots of uncertainty, but lots of room for growth. So really try to keep this mindset of the bigger picture in mind as we weather the day-to-day twists and turns of what's going on in the market. All right, so for any NFT, there's a baseline legitimacy test that you should always ask yourself. It doesn't matter what kind of NFT it is. Really keep these 4 questions in mind. Are they engaged? Is the founding team, is the brand engaged across multiple social channels? And you want to know that because you want to see, can you connect to them? If you have questions, if something is happening, are they active in a place that you can reach them as a consumer or as potentially a holder, whether it's Instagram, Discord, Twitter, or others? Is the NFT building a community that you personally want to be associated with? Really think about your crypto wallet as your Web3 LinkedIn account. We can see inside your wallet. What's in there will tell us something about you. And is that something that you are proud of? Is it just for investment? Is it a community that aligns to your beliefs and mission? Think about what your crypto wallet says about you. And then also think about what you want to get out of that project. Is it a community that you like their values, their mission, that you will personally gain benefit from? And then diving further into that, are there real world benefits? Sometimes there are in terms of physical utility, tangible products, or access to events. What is the real world benefit? Is it just for investment? Is it for something else? There's no right answer. It's going to depend on what you want out of this NFT investment. And finally, to really take that gut check. Is this hype or is it a real connection? Is everyone talking about this because there is a solid foundation to the roadmap and to what they're building as a product or as a mission? Or is this just a really big marketing campaign that has a lot of potential to be hot today and fizzle out tomorrow? So those are the baseline questions to keep in mind always. So in general, there are 3 types of NFTs. Actually, there's a lot of types of NFTs, but through these 3 are the main buckets that we're seeing NFTs fall within today. There's a lot of PFPs. PFPs we've covered before are the pictures for proof. Those are those NFT projects where you see people changing their LinkedIn profile, their Twitter, their social media. This is an example of World of Women with Reese Witherspoon. So it's part of a big collection of thousands of NFTs that look similar, but they all have a different combination of skin, hair, backgrounds, features. The second type would be art. One-of-one art that is purely existing just for the sake of beautiful art. And that is, of course, totally subjective. And the beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as is the value. Here I featured one of just my personal favorites that I love, Amber Vittoria. She is an incredible artist that has been doing NFTs for the past year. And we see her works constantly go up in value. So if you're looking for a fun one to just watch, I definitely recommend Amber Vittoria. And then of course, utility. What is utility? That is when you have an actual benefit, a product, a service, an access point that is beyond just the JPEG and the pixel itself. So here, for example, of course, for MAVION, we have a utility, which is the physical earring that's also featured in your artwork, the augmented earring that you can wear across socials, and then metaverse experiences with that earring in gaming and skins. So there's multiple dimensions when it comes to utility. And for MAVION being fashion, that's the utility that we have. We're going to dive into utility because within utility, there's lots of different ways that you can reap benefits. And if we look at the big picture, 2021 was the year of NFTs and art and PFPs. In 2022, more people are coming into NFTs, and the NFTs that are really standing the test of time and driving real value back in as an investment are NFTs with a utility. So that's why we're going to focus on that for the purpose of this session today. And there's three kind of areas within utility that we'll talk about. The first is gaming, then fashion, and access and ownership. All right, so what does it mean to have an NFT with utility in gaming? Well, gaming, it's this thing called play to earn. So never before have you been able to play the video games you love and actually drive real revenue. Today you can. All those hours spent as you collect rewards are no longer just pretty pictures on your device or your screen. They're actual rewards that can drive revenue for people. And this is fantastic for people who love gaming. It might not be the right NFT for those who don't. Is this for you? Do you have a lot of time? Because this NFT is one that drives value back if you can spend time doing it. You can't just expect returns without actually giving your time to build, succeed, explore, and add those assets in the game that drive real rewards and revenue. Fashion. So there's a couple of ways fashion with utility can work. One is to have a fashion platform. The other is fashion assets. So let's start with the assets first. This is things like digital fashion, where you can purchase an NFT that you can then wear in your virtual worlds across socials. It's a great filter that you can use in various ways. Much like how FaZe and I have our virtual backgrounds here, we could be having virtual outfits, accessories, designer jackets, and things on as well. Different people are loving fashion assets for lots of different reasons. They're, of course, actually wearing them and using them in their virtual lives. And some go up in value because just like real fashion in our real world, designer and premium and limited edition items do go up in value. Right now, that's a little hit or miss. We've definitely seen a ton of designers experiment in the space, everyone from Rebecca Minkoff to Dolce & Gabbana, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, Adidas. They've all launched virtual fashion in some way, and all of them have various results. So I think we have a lot more to see. If you're looking for something that you love, just like a piece of clothing in your wardrobe, fashion assets are great. If you're looking for it for an investment, an actual return, there's a lot more volatility in understanding what's going to really be driving value in a year or 5 years to come. We don't know that yet. In terms of fashion platforms, this is where we're seeing more value coming into play for investors. So Artifact created this really interesting concept, which was a virtual sneaker, and they were purchased by Nike. Together, they are building a platform where that virtual sneaker can be customized. It will be able to be used in gaming skins. It's doing collaborations with other designers, designers like Murakami, which is a Japanese designer who's been around since the 70s, global iconic. So the Artifact and Nike collaboration is really creating a whole new platform for the high heat sneakers that we know and love in the real world, but now in the metaverse as NFTs that you can wear, trade, sell, and a lot more to come. We can see that they are building something with longevity that will be around to stay for many years to come. The same thing for us at MAVION. It's not just about having one asset, having one filter that you could wear an earring. It's about creating these retail collaborations, these gaming collaborations where royalties go back to our holders, go back to our independent designers, so that there's real income going into all of our shareholders and stakeholders' wallets on an annual basis. So really think about platforms differently to how you think about assets under this big umbrella of fashion. And access and ownership. NFTs with utility have been coming out from PFPs in various ways. We talked about last year it being the year of PFP and artwork. Well, now as those communities have grown, they've been trying to figure out ways that they can add a utility to that artwork. So on the left-hand side, you see here the example of Bored Apes. It started off as artwork in a PFP, a two-dimensional picture of apes with different features. Today, thanks to the acquisition and investment from partners like Yuga Labs, they have now a whole metaverse they are creating with virtual land and gaming and entertainment. So they are creating a sense of ownership for their NFT holders to have access to those games and those innovations, but also ownership almost as a stock or a shareholder. So because of those kinds of partnerships, they too are building a plan with longevity, a roadmap that will continue to release innovation that you, the holder, will see value being added into it. So the utility here is access and ownership to ongoing innovation. All right, so where can you see what's happening in NFTs? You know, where's the Dow Jones? Where's the weekly report, the Jim Cramer, the Mad Money? Well, we don't have that yet, but we have some sites that you can definitely check, and they are constantly updated to the second. So cryptoslam.io is one of a few. I like it because it just shows a very clear dashboard of what's happening both in NFTs and in the blockchain currencies themselves. So let's take a look at this chart in detail. There's a lot here to digest. On the left-hand side, we can see here the NFT Collection Rankings, and this is by sales volume for the past 24 hours. You can also click those tabs to see for the past week or month or all time. As you go down, you can see in ranked order, number one, and it goes all the way down into the hundreds. And you can see the sales volume for the past 24 hours of the number one NFT right now, which is called Other Deed, is 14 million. That's 14 million in sales trades in the past 24 hours. And it looks like it's been an increase of 65% over the past 24 hours. And then you can see here the number of buyers who have come in to contribute to that 14 million. You can go down and see various results of highs and lows. You can also see which cryptocurrency is being used. So next to the sales column, you can see a symbol there, and there's a lot of gray looking diamonds. That is the symbol for Ethereum, which is the most popular NFT currency, or most popular currency used for NFTs right now. You can see a couple of others though. In row 12, OK Bears has a different symbol, and that is for Solana, a different blockchain. And also in row 16, they also are using Solana. So you might think to yourself, well, what's Solana? I hear a lot about Ethereum. I'm even wearing my Feed Me ETH. I'm obviously an Ethereum obsessed individual, but what is Solana? Well, you can come over here on the right-hand side and we can now see blockchains by sales volume of those cryptocurrencies. So yes, Ethereum is quite comfortable in the number one spot there. $64 million worth of Ethereum has been traded in NFTs in the past 24 hours. And about almost 5 million traded from Solana. So Solana is definitely growing. It's also comfortable in the number two spot. So just good to note and keep an eye on some of the others that are coming up like Flow and Polygon. They are also growing in popularity. And it's just right now a data point for you to note, taking a look and seeing what's happening in the NFT space and in the cryptocurrencies being used. Okay, let's talk about security. Security is serious, but we're gonna make it fun here. So we're going to do a little contest If you put in the chat your answers, I have some multiple choice questions coming up, and one person at the end who gets the most questions right and is the fastest to respond, we will send you a Feed Me Eat sweatshirt from MAVION, because it's just fun. And I will tell you that for those who know what this means, when you wear it out in public, you'll get a lot of high fives and head nods from the secret crypto followers who understand what this actually means. So question number one, I'll read the question first, then I'll show you the multiple choice, and just be the first to get that answer into the chat. Here we go. Where should I keep my seed phrase? We talked about seed phrases are the 12 words that you're given when you open your crypto wallet for the first time. Where should you keep it? A, in your sock drawer. B, in the iCloud. C, email it to yourself. D, in one secret location. E, in multiple secret locations. Or F, with my lawyer or accountant. All right, this is a trick one. It can be any of those, except do not keep it on a device that connects to the internet. The reason for it is anything connected to the internet can be hacked. Your email, your photos, your contacts. You don't want to keep it anywhere online. So if you answered any of those other answers that were a hiding spot that might work for you, then consider that to be the right answer. You are your own security risk when it comes to your seed phrase. So it really doesn't matter where you physically keep it, as long as it is somewhere that in your world is very safe and secure. And if you have a sock drawer that is a safe in the ceiling, then the sock drawer is going to be the safest place for you. If it's not, if your sock drawer is on the floor next to the bathroom, probably not the safest place for you to put it. All right, what should I do after I mint or purchase an NFT on the secondary market? So great, you've gone to somewhere like OpenSea, you've connected your wallet, you've found the NFT that you want, you've paid the gas fee, and boom, that NFT is yours. It is now sitting in your wallet. What do you do? Should you turn off your device or your laptop? Should you withdraw any remaining cryptocurrency from your wallet that you didn't use? Should you post about your new purchase to social media and show all your friends? Or do you disconnect your wallet? I'll give you a few more seconds, get your answer in there. It is D, disconnect your wallet. I can't see in the chat while I'm screen sharing, so we'll have to go through, and Amada, I'll use your help for who got that one right the fastest. But yes, disconnect your wallet, and it's a very easy way to do that. You can either do that through your laptop on OpenSea or the secondary market, or all else fails, go into your actual wallet app on your phone, go to settings, and you'll be able to disconnect all apps that it has been connected to there. So please make sure that you've always disconnected your wallet from your device. Okay, there's something wrong with this statement. I'm having trouble seeing my NFTs in my OpenSea account. All right, so this is not one for a multiple choice, but if anybody would like to share what is wrong with this statement, speak now or forever hold your peace. I'm having trouble seeing my NFTs in my OpenSea account. Any takers? All right, well, I will tell you that the problem with this statement is you don't have an OpenSea account. Nobody has an OpenSea account. What you have is an ability to connect your wallet. So OpenSea is a platform that doesn't have customer service. It can't look anything up for you. It doesn't store your passwords. It doesn't store your NFTs. All it is doing is it's allowing you to connect your wallet so that your wallet can talk to OpenSea, and then it can exchange. It can exchange the Ethereum for an NFT, and then that NFT will appear in your wallet. So keep that in mind. that it's not an account, it is a wallet connection that you have. That's also why I always recommend, if you ever get an email from OpenSea, don't open it. If OpenSea has anything to tell you, it will tell you when you connect your wallet. I know we all get flooded with those emails about someone has made an offer on your NFT. Some of those are legitimate, some of those are phishing scams. So as a general rule, just don't open that email and you'll be safe. If you have an offer on an NFT that you want to sell, you will see it when you connect your wallet. All right, help. My wallet is compromised. Oh, this is the worst one. It happens. I'm going to tell you guys, it happens to almost everyone. So don't worry. It's not you. You haven't failed. It is just the nature of being early. It is the nature of phishing scams being really sophisticated because the stakes are high and these scammers are good. They are so good at what they do. And I think the first thing is just don't berate yourself too much. I go back to, as long as you have your health, we still live in this real world. I love crypto, I love the metaverse, but you still live in the physical world. So don't put your physical health at risk with the stress of what this can do. Here's what you do. Immediately open a new wallet. That new one, the old one is compromised. You can never use it again. Open a new one, get a new seed phrase. Transfer your assets immediately to this new wallet. And of course, start with the most valuable ones first, transferring them. Please keep in mind, you're going to need to have some money for gas to pay for those transfers. It shouldn't be too much. It's anywhere from $2 to $25 to transfer from one wallet to another. All right, notify OpenSea or Coinbase or any other platform where the compromise was connected or a part of. If it was a link in Discord, if it was an email, it's a part community service to notify others so that they don't fall to the victim to the same issue, but also because sometimes they can help, not always. And it's definitely no guarantee, and the majority of the time they can't do anything to get it back, but sometimes they can, particularly if it's part of a bigger phishing scheme. Some projects have been known to be able to get insurance, or they are well funded and they on their own will figure out a way to compensate those who have been affected. So just notify those, and you never know what you could get back. If not today, maybe later in the future as well. So don't worry, we're all here for the long game. And then just breathe, understand what you did, and understand how not to do it again. And as long as you learn from this, make those mistakes early when there's not a lot at risk, so that you will never make it again when there's more in your wallet. And then this was good news. I was happy to hear that NFT and crypto insurance is kind of becoming a thing. Lloyd's of London recently started crypto insurance. There's talk that NFT insurance is a part of that for a premium. Definitely not the cheapest insurance you'll get, but if you have a wallet worth protecting, there are some insurance options now becoming available. And ask people that you trust. I'm putting Hallie out here because Hallie and our mods, I think I saw Zeta on here as well. They are fantastic. If you have questions about, is this link safe or not safe, screen grab it, ask an NFT buddy. Our MAVION community, our MAVION mods and community manager are fantastic at what they do. We are constantly being told by others in the industry that we have some of the best in the community space. So please know that you are welcome, you are safe, and you can reach out to Hallie, Zeta, the Dividend Boss, Leah, whenever you need. Here is our information to find us, our website, mavion.world, our Twitter and Instagrams for Mavion and Luminary. We are all in this journey wanting to learn and share. So don't ever feel alone. We've got you. And if we don't, we'll help find someone who might be able to help you as well. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. We're going to do a fun Q&A with FaZe. And oh, my screen is just frozen. And then we'll dive into all of your great questions. All right. Well, everyone, I'd love to welcome Our special guest, one moment while my screen just unfreezes. All right, here we go. Thank you. All right. Face is he's currently in Morocco, as I mentioned. He is a father of two. He has decades of experience with computers, starting his own program when he was 7. Yes, he wrote a program at 7. I'm still trying to get my kids to brush their teeth. So that's amazing, Face. He has an engineering degree, corporate strategy in France and the US. He is running the regional subsidiary of the software company SAP. He's an incredible investor in many ventures, many of which are in cryptocurrency and NFTs, which he's been a part of both since 2018. And so excited to have you here. So thank you.
Thank you for having me here. I'm really excited to be part of it. And now I've been in MAVION since day one. I've been in that space when you announced the launch. Immediately after, I've been into the Rainbow list, subscribed to the Rainbow list. I was very glad to be one of the very first minters. And ever since then, I've been a very heavy supporter for MAVION. So it's really, truly an honor to be here today. I'm very happy about that.
Oh, well, gosh, thank you. I really appreciate that. I love getting to meet our community face to face as opposed to just over Twitter, DMs, and Discord. So I'm gonna kick this off. I'm dying to hear, your experience and expertise and share with the others in the group here. I mean, how do you like to learn and research about NFTs to buy? So, how did you find MAVION, and how have you found others that you really enjoy?
Like, I think that one of the power of Web3 is really about the community. So the best way you get to find new projects is by talking and discussing with others. Of course, there are many channels, so you can look at the various. So Twitter is, find some great insights. You need to find the right accounts. I think you've provided some of them up there, but we need to engage with the people, because it is at some point of time that the alphas, we call it, into the space. It's not something that just sits around the corner. You need to discuss, and eventually someone will drop some information about there. Then you dig up and try to make your own research and try to figure out there is something that is for you or not. There are various groups that are dedicated to this that you can join. Many of them can sit within projects. Some projects will be developing this, but ultimately, I think it's also a lot of amount of work. In particular, if you want to be very early into a specific project that might have some potential, it is really about being part of a community and discussing with them. There are then some other resources that you can use, like calendars that can show some of the drops. But usually, when you get there, those are already quite strongly established, heavily dense. And it's been getting a little bit difficult. A lot of the projects today are all about how you get early in there in order to be able to get an allow list. More of them, in particular, up to February, were selling out within the first minutes. So it was literally impossible to mint if you were not into the allow list. The situation is a little bit different now, in particular given the macroeconomics, in particular March, April, and May today. So what I suggest and recommend, in particular to anyone that is making the research, is be part of a strong community. One of the advantages of being part of a community is to leverage the expertise, and the sum of the individuals is much greater than the other ones. If you look at the number of projects that are being created today, we count them by the hundreds. And you can say by these numbers that, unfortunately, most of them will be disappearing. They're not sustainable in the long-term basis. So you need to be able to filter out all of this. You need to be able to understand which ones you want to engage with, because what we're looking at the moment is to engage into a long-term basis. But the very early of the space of the community, we're building the fundamentals of Web3. Look at one statistic. By the end of 2021, there were only 600,000 wallets that were trading, 600 wallets. That's even less individuals that are holding these wallets. Out of the, I think, potential 4 to 5 billion people that are able to join this space. So we're shaping up the culture, we're shaping up the utility, as you have mentioned. And so we want to be able to get the advice of the people around us in order to understand what is the sustainability of the people. And then obviously comes the second part, is how you make your evaluation. And I think you've mentioned part of it. But what you want to look at is whether this project that you're looking at is a sustainable one in the way that he has a strong founding team, whether they're there for the execution. A lot of the projects have been a lot about the talk and the marketing, as you have mentioned, but little about executing the utility and creating some real content and some real return and value for the holders. And you need to look at how then the founders are behaving. Are they present across the channels? Are they talking? In particular, it is very interesting to get into the AMS, because once you get there and you start having the Q&A parts, and you can see whether the founders or the team in general is able to get into the details and provide detailed answers, or whether they are eluding the questions. If they're eluding questions or providing some generic questions or teasing the team about, you'll see it will be a fantastic product, you're preparing a wall of it, you can see that pretty much they haven't prepared anything. There's nothing that is in the cooking. While any...
And that was, you said that was for AMAs. Are you finding that the AMAs are mostly on Discord or in Twitter as well?
So in the past, I think most of them were in Discord, because Discord has seen some little hiccups. It's not as scalable as Twitter is. I think a lot of them have moved now to Twitter Spaces. So of course, I think most of them, I'd rather go for the Twitter Spaces. In particular, the Discord ones are usually close to the community that is on the Discord. While the Twitter Spaces, by the leverage of the network, usually have multiple people coming from various communities that are joining the conversation, and you can have much more insights, discussions about what is happening there. So I'd rather have this space ones. Obviously, it doesn't mean that we shouldn't be attending the AMAs, but currently, as from what I've seen, from the trend that I've seen, most of the projects will be running their AMAs into Twitter Space, or some of them now also using Zoom.
I'm just going to ask real quick. I'm curious, for everyone who's here, do you mind putting it, if you're currently using Discord, can you just put like a little note in the chat? I'm curious if everyone is a Discord user, or if it's still a little mixed. Oh, nice. Okay. So getting into Discord, it's good. Oh, well, welcome, Nadia. Oh, you too, Ty. All right. Okay. Well, maybe we can bring you on over and share how it can work. There's definitely lots of people who will be willing to help you if you jump in. Zita in the comments is one of our mods. She is fantastic. Sorry,
Discord is very powerful, and Discord is very powerful from that perspective in order to find the alphas. So when you hold a project, usually you have a dedicated holder project and usually a dedicated alpha holder for holders where you can find them. Now, one of the issues that I see as well, and again, here where the community plays a role, is that a lot of these alphas have been turned into collaboration rather than alpha. And then the discussion with the community then try to figure out what is the real value that is behind. You have the various perspectives, you have the pros, you have the cons, you have the people that are coming there for the art and they are loving it simply for the art. The other ones are looking for the utility. Some others are be looking at the execution. And by discussing the various people into these channels, you get to have a comprehensive review about how to do it. Now, a lot of projects and you are looking into creation of a reference database, going through a curation project. You know, the Hug by Randy that has started couple of months ago, and that's a great one. I'm part of the team, been part of the community huggers since the beginning. I'm so glad to be part of it. But there's some other ones that are being developed, and those will be really helping in a couple of things. First, having a comprehensive database of projects that will be available. But on top of this, they will have the reviews, they will have the scoring, so you get insights. You know where to start, because I mean, you see a lot, do your own research. But a lot of the people that are new to the space don't know where to start. They don't know what to look at. They don't know how to evaluate. And I think this is where this kind of tools and reference and supports will be helpful for them, because they have at least the first insights that are fact-based, that are allowing them to form a first ID to start with, and then continue then their evaluation by themselves on whether this is for them or not. I'm
gonna put that. I'm gonna put that in the chat. So you're talking about The Hug, which is Randy Zuckerberg's initiative. Can you just remind me the URL? Is it thehug.xyz?
XYZ, correct.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm just always double checking. XYZ. All right, I'm gonna drop that in there, and then they are an incredible community, great curators, and really solid investments going into some NFTs that you can trust. They've all been doxed as teams. They've got a lot of energy behind what's going on. I just want to be mindful of some time. I want to make sure we have time to answer some questions. Faze, do you want to have oh, fantastic. So I want to share one last thought before we open it up for everyone for their questions?
Sure. I think one of the important aspects here is really to enjoy what we're doing here. The NFT space, I think, is really a space to enjoy and to thrive. We all go through the downsides at all levels, in particular during the beginning. So you should not be stressing. You should be looking at your mental health in all cases. Don't go into the FOMO. Don't fear of missing out. There are plenty of opportunities that will be coming. Do not have any regrets because you sold too early and you missed on making a big hit, or because you bought something that didn't work out, or anything. There's plenty of opportunities. Try simply to look forward, try to enjoy the space, try to build your own thing over there. There's so much to do in here with very early. I mean, you see and you hear that very much, but this is just about to pop up. This week and next week, Instagram and Facebook are rolling out NFTs as PFTs in parts of the stories. And you'll see probably millions of people that will be coming into the space, and it will be taking a new dimension. And you have been there a few weeks and few months before them, and you have plenty of experience compared to them. And they come to you for advice. They come to you, for recommendations. All your friends that see you wearing the Fitbit ads,
yes,
will be coming to you and say,
you'll be the new leaders. You will be.
Tell me about it.
These should be the sweaters of like, find somebody, like, remember you used to have, like, as a kid, like if you're lost in the theme park, find somebody who's wearing a uniform. This is now, if you're lost in the real world, find someone who's wearing the sweater, and you can help others.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, all right, well, thank you, Face. That is a really good reminder. The space is about to explode. It's true. Well, can you stick around for a few more minutes to help answer some questions with that?
Sure, definitely.
Fantastic. All right, let's open it up. Do you have any questions to put in the chat, everyone? Or feel free just to take yourself off mute and you can ask us directly.
Hi, Michelle. I had a quick question just about security stuff. I'm Jay Disco. I think I was like on a when you're asking me the other day.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I just had a question about like security. And once you start buying crypto and NFTs, and there's a lot of discussion about like ledgers and all these different types of wallets. Like, what are the best, 1-2 steps after you start actually acquiring things of value and spending your money on them?
Yes, Ledger is a great path forward. So Ledger is it's a hardware piece. It's a cold wallet that's not connected to any device. It'll look like a little thumb drive. Make sure that you order it from Ledger. Don't get it through Amazon or any reseller, because those can be compromised. You only want to have it really coming and being shipped directly from Ledger, which is based in France, to you. To guarantee that it's secure. But it's a really safe way to transfer your assets from your MetaMask or your Coinbase wallet into the Ledger, so you can honestly have peace of mind. If you lose your phone, if your computer is hacked, your email is compromised, your assets, your cryptocurrency and your NFTs are on that device. that nobody can come and, and compromise. The way that it works, because the question I always get after that is, what happens if my house burns down and the ledger is gone? You're given a 24-word seed phrase with your ledger. So let's say your house does burn down, you've lost that ledger, you can go and purchase another one, and then you enter in that 24-word seed phrase, and it will restore those assets from your original one.
Okay, great. And is it just like, if I Google ledger, it's like probably the first one that populates, or is it like a website?
Yep, it's LEDGER, and it is the official site. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. It's really helpful.
Of course.
And if I may, I'll just add something. While you are waiting for your ledger, which might take a few days or a couple of weeks before it reaches you, my advice is to still go for at least a couple of hot wallets. So you can create as many wallets as you want on your MetaMask, and try to use two wallets. One that is used for any transactions. So when you want to mint, where if you load only with the necessary ETH or Solana that you want to use for the minting. And then as soon as you've done the minting, then you transfer to a second wallet, which you keep for the storage. So you keep this separation. Usually it is only the wallet that is compromised, not your whole MetaMask account, because there's absolutely no way that someone steals the full passphrase unless you hand it over to them. So many people still don't go through that, and because they're waiting to get the cold wallet to get the opportunity to buy it. Don't wait for that. Just open a different one. It takes a few seconds to create a second wallet, and you can use the exact same process until you get your cold wallet.
Yes, having multiple wallets is an important strategy.
So in MetaMask or Coin Wallet or whatever you're using, you just open a second wallet within that, and it has the same seed phrase.
No, it'll be a different one. So open a whole new separate wallet with a whole new seed phrase. And so if you're minting, so if I do this every time I mint, I use it. I have a wallet that there's nothing is kept in there, but I use that wallet to connect to mint sites if I'm minting. And then that way, if it's a problem, which that's happened a couple of times, like for example, Murakami was a really big popular one. And so there was lots of spammy links. I knew then by connecting my wallet and trying to mint, I would realize pretty much quickly it's a scam. All good, there was no assets in there. So then I would just discard that wallet, forget it, never use it again, open a new wallet, and then I could mint. And then once I've minted it and it was safe and secure, I then transfer the NFT into my other wallet that is my vault.
Got it.
Now that mint wallet is still just free and clear to go and mint the next ones that I'm doing.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. While you guys are thinking of some questions, I'm going to announce a couple of winners. This is the fun stuff. See, serious security with a little bit of fun on the side. So the winner of our quiz is Jessica Bush. Congratulations. We'll be sending you a Feed Me ETH sweatshirt. And we have another winner. As part of our email communications, we had said that if you came on and used one of our virtual backgrounds, that we would pick somebody and you'd be able to also win one of these. And I'm excited to say that Yos Eslava, I hope I pronounced that correctly, you are our winner for the virtual background. Yay. So I'm just going to send you a message here. Actually, Yos, can you send a message in chat to Amada with your email and details, and then we can figure out how to get this to you. In case you can't tell, if I wasn't in NFTs, I kind of would like to be a game show host. I would like dial it up, have quizzes all day, challenges, dares, you name it. All right, any other questions? Oh, Jessica, you have a question?
Yeah, hi. This may be a ridiculous question, and it may not, but on Discord, I guess maybe I just have to get used to it. How do you find people? How do you, so I'm in there, I go into MAVION, do you have to become a friend? Do you have to, I don't even, how do you navigate? Oh, add friend? Maybe I just have to get used to it. I don't know. It doesn't seem too user-friendly to me, but that's just me.
It can be a little clunky. So
Yeah.
Zita, are you able to jump in here and help navigate a little?
Just quickly, it doesn't have to be a whole big thing, but it just seems not easy to navigate.
No worries. So you're in there right now. Do you see the runway channel?
Well, I'm in MAVION. I mean, I search for MAVION. I'm in MAVION. Can maybe you show?
So
Oh yeah.
maybe
Oh, please.
Yeah, show me. Show me.
so if you look at the top of your screen of the Discord screen, you see at some point of time when you got a hashtag, you've got a notification
Yes.
sign, you've got a pin,
Yes.
and then you've got two little berries that are.
Yes.
So if you click over there, you will see appearing on the right side a list of people.
Yes.
When you look at the list of people, obviously those are all the people that are part of the chat. And then you can discuss with them, you can call them, you can tag them in the chat by using the @ sign before the name, and you can look for them. They're categorized over there. One of the aspects in the Discord, and because of the scams, it's not very much recommended to go into DMs unless you're pretty sure about who the person is, and then you can send a friend request. So by clicking on the person on the lateral bar, you can open the profile and then send a friend request over there. Some of them have disabled this, so you won't even be able to send that friend request to them because it will be denied automatically.
Yeah.
But that's basically, so it's a little bit of different from the other social networks where by default you can add friends and you can discuss with them. In Discord, it's much more about how you discuss as part of community, and then you can create threads in order to discuss with them. But that's obviously where you start by creating your own network.
Great. Got it. Okay. Thank you. That helps.
All right, absolutely. And for anyone who is new, I'm just putting in the chat here. I recommend starting with the recording that was on April 28th, and I put the link in there. Okay. Oh, good question. We haven't planned a session for creating your own NFTs. However, at Luminary, if you're in New York, we're doing as part of our workshops and panels, we do have a couple of people who will be speaking about creating your NFT, and we're trying to see if we can actually bring in our developer. They also did the back end and the launch for Women and Weapons. They did MAVION. They've done a couple of other blue chips, and that we're seeing if they are available to come in and actually host a session so you could do, have someone to hold your hand and take you through the whole thing. Excellent. Well, everyone, thank you for being here. As Amada just put in the chat, please make sure you're following us so that you've got access to all the information. There's just so much happening. It's always hard to just keep up with all the flow of events and announcements, but we are here. We are doing another one of these next week. And then on May 25th, we're doing a minting party. So for anyone who hasn't minted yet, or if you want to mint, it's just a fun way to do it while we're here live and revealing everyone's MAVIONs as it happens. All right, thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Have a great rest of your day, wherever you are. All right, stay safe out there.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day, night.
Faze, you are the best. Get some rest. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank you for having me here.